this week's Good Work Show. We are excited because we're going to bring you a couple of interviews that we did a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, a little while ago.
Yeah, a little while ago. But two great organizations. And I think you probably have heard of one because I think we all did. But I have to say, I didn't really understand all the things that
I feel like they're
they
like
do.
Goodwill.
Yes.
Like
and
great name recognition.
Yes.
Everybody's heard of it. You have
there are a lot of people who are part of it, but you don't know
and
exactly.
you have no idea what they do.
Yeah. Junior League Atlanta is going to come on. So Andrea Smith is going to come on, and she is going to talk to us about the mission of Junior League, how they got started, because that's really unique and interesting, and then what they do out in the community, which, by the way, is a lot. And we didn't really understand that.
And there's so many of them.
There's thousands.
Yeah. I mean, it really does. Now I kind of understand how it really is like one of those things when we start explaining the mission of Goodwill to somebody who just thinks that we have stores, and then they sit there and they're like, I never knew that. Like, that's what I felt like that whole interview was like, I never knew that.
Exactly.
And I know people who are leaguers, and I know that they do stuff.
Yeah, but you just never kind of thought. So anyway, we're going to talk all about Junior League with Andrea when she comes on the show after the break. Again, interviews that we had done a couple of weeks ago. So we're excited to bring that to you. Yeah. So stay with us. And then a little later on in the show, we're going to bring in Jill Joplin. And we also did this interview a couple weeks ago, but she is running the DeKalb Library Foundation. And let me tell you, first of all, the library, when's the last time you went to the library? Like the public library?
Wow, a public library?
To do library stuff other than to vote, because that's the last time I went, and that wasn't to go to the library.
Yeah,
it wasn't library
That's the
stuff.
only reason I know where the library is because I voted there. It would have to be before college.
Yeah, see,
it's probably been that long.
And I've gone since college, but I went because I think I took my daughter to the library to do something. But it's been years, and I literally my local library is around the around the corner from my house.
I mean, mine is my polling place, so you know how close that would be.
Yeah.
Like, I just never think about going to the library.
Well, I guarantee you, after you hear Jill Joplin's interview, you're going to want to go to the library, at least the ones in DeKalb County,
right?
Because there's some really cool things that the library is doing, and in her organization, the DeKalb Library Foundation is doing to support that work. So, people could make the argument that libraries are dead, like they're, you get all your books online and all of that. But that's not the case.
But
it's
people who go
exciting.
If you talk to people that go to the library, so like when my sister first moved to Japan, my nephew was too young for school and she wasn't working. They were living on base, and like their whole day was built around going to the library.
Yes,
because my nephew could do. I mean, he was like 4, so he could do the reading groups that were there. My sister could go there and use the computer and print off stuff that she needed. Like there was like this whole library ecosystem that happened that she was just a part of, or even people here like. We're doing a book club at Goodwill right now.
That's right.
And one of our team members we were talking about, we wanted people to make sure they could access the book if they didn't have to want to worry about paying for it. And then they were telling us about all these like cool resources, online library resources that are available to be able to get books and do stuff. So people that know, and I'm so excited that folks will get to hear what Jill had to say, because people that know what's happening in the libraries really are very excited about it. It's just all of us that are out there like,
I know.
We
need to go back in the library, because we're missing out on all the stuff. That's what it really is. We're missing out on all the parties that are happening in the library.
Paying for stuff that the library just has. Like
exactly,
there's stuff going on in the library that like other places and organizations are charging like arm and a leg for.
Oh yeah.
And we could be going to the library and taking advantage of some of these things.
Exactly.
That your tax dollars are already paying for.
Right.
Or through generous support, through other means. So it's, I think everybody should go out. It's Sunday. If the library's open on Sunday, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I have no idea.
should
So maybe
ask
you
Phil
should
that.
go today,
Yeah.
or
just
go
look it up.
online. Go online, take a look.
Yes.
Maybe I don't know.
But they should the digital portion of the library is probably like 24/7.
Sure.
Right?
So
Like,
at the very least, you could go. I think if you live in whatever county you go to, you can get a library card for free.
I believe that
I think that's the case.
is similar.
I remember that overdue books. Remember when overdue books
It's
were
like
a
10
dime?
cents?
It was
Yes.
a dime.
Yes.
And oh man, I was always guilty of
I wasn't always guilty, but they used to be 10 cents at school too. Did you ever have that?
no.
Yeah. So back in school, at least when I remember, you couldn't, like, you had to pay that fine before you could like get out of, like, go to the next grade. I mean, it was usually like $1 or 25 cents because they
that
didn't
was-
charge you that
Now
much.
the big thing was when you were in college. Which
Oh yeah,
is
you
why
can. You have to pay those.
Well, I honestly don't. We were talking about this when Jill came in. I'm like, I don't know, other than to give campus tours, that I ever stepped foot in the library when I was in
I think I
school.
went to the library twice.
Oh, libraries
They're
are closed on Sunday. But you can
in
do
DeKalb County. Okay.
But you can do your research today, so you know
That's
when
right.
you can go.
And you need to find the one closest to you.
yeah.
So that this is your time to plan your library
Yes.
tour and figure out all. And there's a lot of stuff. So you actually should plan it.
And see what's
Because-
going on.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, I think I went to my library twice. You know what? So the funny thing is, my daughter graduates in a couple of weeks, whoop, whoop, from Kennesaw State, and so we went to take her pictures on campus.
Mm-hmm.
She'd never been in the librry.
I
Never, but she knew where it was.
mean,
but she'd never been in there.
Our
And
library was on it was in the middle of campus.
yeah,
But I
kids
never.
today, they don't have books.
Well,
There
my
was
thing,
no-
but I can't say I'm a kid today. I mean, this was at a time when you probably
I mean, I had some books, but
needed
not,
to go
not
to
a
the-
lot. But they shouldn't have any, like, in fact, there were kids on campus, or students on campus, I should say. And we were trying to, like, we were doing the picture. So we were like, hey, there was a girl walking past. She had a book bag on. I was like, do you have a book that we could just put as a prop in the thing? She's like, no. Nobody had books.
Well, to be fair, I didn't carry books when I was walking across campus either. Like I wouldn't bring
I
a
might
book.
have carried it to like a
I
couple
wouldn't have carried a
classes.
book to class.
I feel like I had to carry it to a couple classes for some reason. I don't remember what it was, but not in most cases.
Yeah.
Most cases, you just had to read it on your own, and then
you would take notes or whatever theoretically in
yeah,
class.
you had a
But yeah.
notebook at least.
Yeah, I just can't. I cannot think of a reason that I know I never checked a book out of the library when I was in college.
I didn't either.
There was
I don't-
nothing that I ever would have. And maybe if I were in a different major or some, I don't know. Like there was just never anything that was in that building.
You know what? I feel like
That
if
I
we were in
needed.
a different major, if you were a law major or like a biology major, I feel like you would have to go to the library and look in some of those old, medicine
the legal
and
libra-
legal stuff is like,
Now,
that's all old stuff.
I will say the legal library was very popular. But the legal library was on the law school campus. It wasn't
Yeah.
on main campus. So like, yeah, the legal. But I even think about like some of my poli-sci classes and that kind of stuff. It just was the work
I
that
didn't
we
have any
were
of those.
doing. That was my second major, but the work that I did in those classes didn't. It was more of an analysis of current stuff. So like when I did, I don't know, I did Chinese foreign policy, which was actually a very interesting class at the time. But it was more an analysis of the book that we had kind of the historical references in order to do so and then the professor talked about stuff. I just don't remember there having to be like I didn't have to like go research Mao. Like that wasn't a thing.
Yeah, I don't
know.
I think, and I went to the library to work on a group project
See, we didn't even do that. Like we would meet
because
other
we just
places.
had we just needed to, and we needed like the computer, the copy machine, like all in one. Like we were
Yeah.
trying to get something done at that time, so that was the best place to do it. But
See, we
anyway,
had computer labs in all of our dorms. Like we had
yeah,
that.
we had
so
computer
had
labs there
those
too, but we just
spaces.
needed. I don't remember why. It was more convenient to meet at the library that
I guess
day.
so. I don't know. Anyway, so library's good, yay. You should listen to hear what's happening in our local libraries here
DeKalb County,
in
that's
DeKalb
right.
County, and then
And then these cups, by the way, which you
Teaser.
will learn soon. It says #GoodWilling. You'll learn very soon next week.
Yeah.
About what that is all about. So
and you'll hear
it's not just product
week.
Placement.
And you will hear about it every week from there on. So
and the cups are empty today. I feel like we need to put something in there.
I know. I have my real cup is over here. So
this
next
is good.
time.
It is a useful cup.
But I kind of feel like people
you can use this cup.
People probably think if they come into the show at a certain time that there probably is something in this cup. Just saying.
Well, we didn't empty the cup. It came in here empty.
They did. No, this is all natural. This is just how we roll.
That's
for
right.
Better or for worse.
Yes. So anyway, we're coming up on Thanksgiving and want to wish everybody who is a loyal listener, and if you just stopped by and this is your first time, happy Thanksgiving. We hope that you are enjoying your time with your family. I hope that there is something that you can be thankful for. And if not, be thankful that you tuned into this show because it's going to be a good one.
If you're
and
traveling.
we're thankful for you for tuning in because
yes, we are.
That is the reason that we are all here. So we appreciate you.
And we hope, folks, if you're traveling this week, travel safe.
Yes.
We know it can get a little crazy out there.
And then make sure that you download the Good Work Show on your podcast. That way, if you're traveling, you can tune in.
Yeah, if you've missed some episodes, we're great airplane listening. Let me tell you.
Yes, that is true.
Go back, download some, fill up your whole, your stockpile on your podcast app.
Yeah.
And then hear about a lot of stuff that's happening here in North Georgia because when you get back from Thanksgiving, it's going to be Giving Tuesday.
Yes, and you got to be prepared.
You got to be prepared, and this will be a great way for you to do that, and we'll talk to you a little bit more about that next week too. So
that's right.
Thanks for listening.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone, and we will see you next week. Or actually, no, we'll see you after the break. But then we'll see you next week. Yeah. You're listening to The Good Work Show.
To learn more about the show and how your company can tell their story, like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter @GoodWorkShow.
Audience, welcome back to The Good Work Show. We are sitting here with Jill Joplin, and she is the executive director of the DeKalb Library Foundation. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yes, so tell us about the DeKalb Library Foundation, because I think everybody probably knows that libraries are still around, like they've gone to the library, you probably had a card, but a library foundation, a little different. So tell us all about it.
So the DeKalb Library Foundation is a 501c3 organization, and our mission is to provide support beyond tax dollars to DeKalb County Public Library. So we stretch the tax dollars you pay. Your tax dollars pay for the buildings, they pay for the staff, they pay for the books and materials. But the outside funding that we bring in allows library staff to think outside the box, offer different programming, initiatives. In fact, this year the foundation has helped the library offer more than 300 extra programs attended by 7,400 people of all ages.
Wow. So if there's like a puppet show in the library, all of that happens because of the work that you're doing.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
For
Fantastic.
people who aren't afraid of puppets.
Right.
It's usually for kids.
Well, anyway.
Yeah, there's some fun
different
stuff.
people like different things.
Exactly. We have something for everybody.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit more about that. So I know growing up, I loved going to the library, had my library card. I would beg to go because I could go get my books. I like to read. So like libraries have that smell.
Yes.
Yeah.
They still have that smell.
Yeah.
So talk to us a little bit about why libraries are still so important, and even just the actual physical building. So many libraries now have you can still get your books electronically through the library, but why is that actual infrastructure and then the programming that you do still so important to communities?
Yes, because a library can also be like a community center.
Mm-hmm.
So like I mentioned, we have all these amazing programs. You can come to the library to learn a new skill. We have jewelry making classes. We have sewing machines at 2 of our libraries. So you could come learn how to sew for free.
Nice.
We have every day, we have traditional story times. We have STEM and STEAM programs. We have free author talks every other day. And we have musical programs. So you can check your books out online or physical books, or you can also come in and learn a new skill or meet new people.
Fantastic. And you said free. So is all of the programming free? Or tell us how that works, because I'm just curious now with the sewing machine. And I think I heard of maybe one library having like 3D printing as a class or something.
Yes.
So
yeah, everything is free. And that is where the
Wow.
Library Foundation comes in. So we raise private funds, and this is, again, beyond your tax dollars. So one program that we were able to initiate for the library is mobile hotspot devices. So I think about 30% of the population may or may not have home internet access. We figured that out in our libraries because when our libraries are closed and our Wi-Fi signal is still on, people sit in the parking lot and access our Wi-Fi. We're able to tell from hits. So we've raised a little bit of money and started it at 5 libraries. We had 75 devices. They were constantly checked out all the time. People would wait at the front desk. When are they coming back in? They would call every single day. And on our user surveys, the number one comment was, when will you add more of these? Can you add more of these? So we raised outside funding. We now have 200 devices across 19 libraries, and they're still constantly checked out. But they're free.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow. I would have never thought that.
Ever.
That's actually very, very cool. And I'm so glad that you were able to raise the funds for that. I hope somebody else continues to invest in that, because that is a really, especially for families, if you have kids who need to do research for homework and you can't really sit there in the library, you don't have time or access to it. That's super important.
Right. That's we found. I think at the same time we were raising the funds, DeKalb County school system was also giving students access to tablets. So we knew some families may not have the internet to finish the homework, so we wanted to be able to provide that.
That's great.
Families.
That's great. Wow. Wow. Okay. So now we learned so much.
I know. I'm like, this is really
Yes.
So can only DeKalb residents access the DeKalb library?
That's a good question. So DeKalb residents get a free library card. You don't have to pay any sort of fee for that. If you're Fulton County, Gwinnett County, whatever a surrounding county, you can pay a nominal fee. It may be $30 or $45 to access another county's library system.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah. So tell us about the STEM and STEAM programs that you have, because I think that was really interesting too among all of the programming offerings that you have.
Yeah, so we know that libraries can offer children an extra space to practice what they learned at school, to give them enrichment and knowledge. So we offer coding classes. Every summer we have techie camps at several of our libraries that are free camps for coding, technology, learning how to use computers. We partner with Girls Who Code. We also have Bits and Bots programs, where children can come in and use the little robotics equipment. We also have a program called the Mobile Makerspace Kits, and this is where we have kits that range from 3D pens to snap circuit boards and VR technology, so kids who may not have these things at home can use them and learn how to use them at the library.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So how are people finding out about all of this? Because
I know.
we're like blown away about all of the things that you offer.
Right.
I mean, this show, obviously, we hope is an avenue for that. But how else are folks going to know about this?
So we have a website, DeKalbLibraryFoundation.org, so you can go to our website and learn about our different programs. We also promote, I guess is the right word, in the libraries. We have posters, we have materials about the foundation to let people know that we exist. We also ask our library staff, when they have a program that we funded, they note that it was funded by the foundation in our calendar. They try to tell that at the program itself so people know. So we try to get the word out within the libraries as well.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. Awesome.
So tell us a little bit about what other programs do you guys have going on out there that are just interesting that people should know about?
Yeah, so we know that it's very important for children to read by 3rd grade. So to support families in reading to their children and encouraging that at home, we have 2 initiatives that we have outside funding for. So the first one is 1,000 books before kindergarten. We didn't make this program up. This is a library initiative around the country, but what we do is we have a little book bag that we give to families with a free starter board book in it. There's a book list so families can go to the library and look for books for babies or 2-year-olds or 3-year-olds. And we also have a reading log so families can track how much they're reading. And then we offer incentives and like stickers and prizes for families who finish. We've given out more than 10,000 of these bags at our libraries. At DeKalb Medical years ago, we gave books out to families that just had babies. And then our librarians go out to daycare centers, Head Start centers, and pre-Ks to also promote this program. And we've had more than 300 families complete the 1,000 books. A lot of times, right when school starts in August, a rush of families will come in right before kindergarten because their children have finished their 1,000 books. We give away a free little dog prize. So that's one way that we're supporting families. And then the other way is a program called Prime Time Preschool. And this is for families with 3 and 4-year-olds. And they come one night a week for 6 weeks. And we have trained storytellers who model a really enriched storytelling environment with open-ended questions so that when families go home, they can then use those same strategies for reading, not just reading the book, but asking questions, making thought-provoking commentary with their child. And that's another program that we're real proud to support across our library system.
Yeah. So, I guess knowing what we know now, for me, I was thinking, boy, what are the libraries doing, to survive?
Yeah.
I knew that you could check out, books online, or you could read them online. The movies were a big thing.
Yeah.
Like my daughter, when she was young, the DVDs we didn't have that she wanted to watch, the Barney ones, we'd always get the ones because I wasn't going to buy every Barney CD, but she could get them over there. Yeah. So, when people think, boy, libraries are dead, but they're really not. They're just sort of changed and morphed into what you call a community center. Right. But a little bit more than that. It's kind of more of like a learning. I think it's like a learning center.
Right.
I mean, almost kind of an extension of what you would a traditional school, but really kind of in a way that involves other things and extracurricular things, if you will.
Right. And things like you mentioned, I think earlier, 3D printers. We also have a 3D printer at one of our libraries, has a makerspace area lab, and so it's a way that you may not have this equipment at your home, or video equipment and iPads, so that families or children or teenagers can come and learn on equipment they might not be able to afford themselves.
Yeah, cool.
So tell us how people, now that they've heard about all this stuff, how can people support the work that you're doing?
Yes. So go to our website, DeKalbLibraryFoundation.org. One thing we're doing now is we have an initiative called 20 for 20. We celebrated our 20th anniversary last year, and we made a way that people can give monthly, can give $20 a month, and then you become a 20 for 20 donor. And we also have social media, and you can follow us on Facebook. And we are really good about posting pictures about our programs that we support, and that way you can also learn what may be coming up or what we also offer. So follow us on social media.
All right, fantastic. And then I Love Library Month. Yes, coming up, right? Or Love Your Library Month.
Right. In February, we have Love Your Library Month, and this is the one time of the year that our staff actually help us out. So most of the time, the Library Foundation staff are writing grants or having events. But in February, when you go to the library to get your DVD or check your book out, the staff at the desk might say to you, would you like to support the library by donating $1? And all those dollars across our 23 library locations add up at the end of the month, and then those dollars go back to that library to pay for extra programs at their branch. So in February, look out for information about Love Your Library.
All right. Well, fantastic. Jill, thank you so much for coming on the show and telling us all about the things that the DeKalb Library System and then the DeKalb Library Foundation is doing. If you don't have a library card, you probably want to get one because that's your key to all of the programming, right? Okay, so you might not have to pay, but you do have to have a card.
Yes.
It's like members only, so you got to be a member.
Yes.
But fantastic work. Thank you so much, and everybody check out their website. Follow them on social media. Thanks for joining us on the show today.
Thank you very much.
You're listening to The Good Work Show.
To learn more about the show and how your company can tell their story, like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter @GoodWorkShow.
Audience, welcome back to The Good Work Show. We are sitting with Andrea Smith, and she is the president of Junior League Atlanta. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So I feel like everybody has heard of Junior League, but if you're not in the league, you probably don't know what it is.
Absolutely.
But you know when you see it because they're always doing something good in the community. They're always out and about, but you may not know everything that happens in Junior League or where it kind of started. So let's start at the beginning. Tell us about Junior League and your mission.
Sure. So the Junior League of Atlanta was started 103 years ago by Elaine Campbell and 45 of her friends. And they started the organization because they wanted to give back to the community. And for over 103 years, we have been a organization that's committed to promoting volunteerism, developing the potential of women, and putting trained volunteers back in the community to do good in Atlanta.
Wow.
That's
Awesome.
fantastic.
103 years ago.
103
I know.
years ago.
And I'm just stuck on the 45 friends.
Yes.
Like, I
don't have 45 friends. Yeah. But 103 years ago, maybe
Yeah.
you did have fun.
Yes,
Maybe
probably
you would have had
everybody in
40.
town.
Yes.
I'm friends with you had no choice. I was like, 40. That's like when you see people,
That's
they
a
have
lot
like
of friends.
16 bridesmaids, and you're like, I
No,
don't
that's a lot of
know that many
No,
people.
same here.
Yeah.
a lot of attitudes.
It is. It is.
And if you're friends with me, that probably, yeah. Anyway, so back to the junior league.
Yes.
So if you were looking for 45 friends, so tell us who's eligible to join, because I think that's one thing. You know, people have perceptions about all kinds of things. People have perceptions about Goodwill. So people may think I'm not eligible to join Junior League. I don't have whatever. So tell us who's eligible and who can join and who you're looking for.
Absolutely. So you just need to be a woman of 22 years of age or older.
Okay.
And we are committed to diversity and inclusion. We are a very diverse group of women. We have women from age 22 up to age 100.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yes.
She's like
Yes.
one of the
She,
founders.
she was there at the beginning. She was one of the 45.
Living history.
Absolutely.
I bet she's fun.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Yes. So we some of our sustaining members. So those are women that are continue to sustain the league after their active year of service. And wow, we learn a lot from those women.
Elaine and
Yeah.
I really have an affinity for our
Yes.
older senior, our seasoned
Yes.
people in our community, because they are the best.
They are.
They have
They tell the best
attitudes.
stories.
Yeah.
They have
I'm telling you, there's this lady. No, this is a total diversion. We're going to get back to it. There was a lady on Family Feud the other day. She was 95. She looked great. She's 95. And she told Steve Harvey that he was on her bucket list to get on Family Feud. And she was 95.
I love
And
that.
she
I thought
started crying.
I did. Okay.
No, she started crying, and he started crying on this. But it was so. I was like,
Oh,
that's
that's
her
sweet.
bucket list just to be on Family Feud at 95. And she was she didn't win the fast money. I mean, but she was close. She had good answers. Anyway.
Is it
I
safe
love
to
it.
have a bucket list at 95 and then achieve it? Because
Absolutely.
there's nothing left.
Well, she was gonna live to another 10 years.
Yeah.
But so you've got a group of women who are very diverse in age and ethnicity, and I'm pretty sure profession, and coming from all kind of walks of life. But you get together and you do things that are philanthropic in the community, but you also have events and things. So tell us a little bit about what happens when everybody comes together.
Absolutely. So with the league, it is about volunteers working within the community. And we focus on the health and well-being of women and children. And we dive into that a little bit deeper with the areas of generational poverty, early childhood education, and human trafficking, commercial sexual exploitation. And that could be with engaging with some of our community partners. We have over 100 community partners that we work with. Some of those organizations, we physically place volunteers within those organizations, and they are helping them achieve their mission, programmatic services. We have done in a day opportunities. So we had just a couple of weekends ago our JLA Serves weekend, which we have one in the fall and the spring. And this one in the fall, we had over 300 volunteers volunteering at community agencies, 19 different agencies throughout the entire weekend.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
So when folks join Junior League, so is it training that they get as part of their membership? So is that how that
Absolutely.
works? And then you kind of go forth and fly? Is that kind of how?
Absolutely. We are training our members to be good civic leaders within the community. I've been in the league for 11 years, and the training experiences that I have received have been just unbelievable. It's helped me get the training that I need to serve on nonprofit boards, to be able to learn to speak in front of groups, to deliver presentations, to know what areas I want to serve in and how to serve and help those organizations. developing your leadership skills as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that can help you not just in your civic career, but also in your day-to-day job.
Yeah. And you got a chance to be a leader within the organization. So,
Absolutely.
I'm sure there's lots of things that, you get access and connections to people as you're meeting them and representing the league, but then also the leadership role of just kind of being over the group of women. So how many are in the Atlanta chapter?
So we have 3,000 women.
Wow.
3,000 women.
That's a lot of, you got
It
you got a big
is.
job.
Yes.
I do. And we are actually the third largest league in the world.
Wow.
It's like having 16 bridesmaids.
Yes.
Yes.
Times a lot more than that.
That's a lot.
The third largest, though, right here in Atlanta.
Exactly.
So
That's
was
cool.
Junior League founded where was it founded?
It was founded in New York.
New York.
Okay.
Okay. So I assume they probably have the largest. No?
Actually, the other larger leagues are it's Houston, Dallas, and then Atlanta.
I feel like the South doesn't it just feel synonymous with the Junior League? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Don't you just feel like Southern ladies
We do.
are
Yeah.
in the Junior League and they do good work?
And I'll also add that in those 103 years, the members of the league have helped start a lot of amazing not-for-profit organizations. The Atlanta Speech School, Trees Atlanta, Chris 180,
Okay.
and that's just a couple of amazing organizations that our members helped found many years ago.
Wow, fantastic. Cool. And you've got, so talking to ladies, and generally ladies like to dress up, you've got a dress event, a dress initiative. So tell us about the LBD, Little Black Dress, if you know initiative.
Yeah, so the Little Black Dress Initiative, we just completed our 5th Little Black Dress Initiative. And the concept of this fundraising and awareness event, I would say it's a week-long event, is we have advocates who wear the same black dress for 5 days, and it's 5 working days. And we equip those advocates with information and statistics about poverty in Georgia, poverty in Atlanta. The Little Black Dress Initiative was started with our London League, and they came up with the concept that women wearing the same dress for 5 days, you would be able to kind of feel what it's like to not have options.
Mm-hmm.
Because you think some of us are able to go into our closet and pick out multiple outfits to wear during the day. If we spill coffee before we leave the house, we can go and change our outfits. But not all women have that luxury. There are many, many women in Georgia and all over the country that don't have those types of options.
Mm-hmm.
You may have 1 or 2 business outfits that you can wear. So by wearing the black dress, you also wear a button that says, "Ask me about my dress." So when people ask you, you're able to talk about the work that the league does within generational poverty, talk about the 1.8 million people living in Georgia that do not have access to the basic needs, food, clothing, housing. And then in addition, we raise dollars to help fund our mission to give back to the community. We had over 70 advocates for our 5th year, and they raised over $75,000.
Wow, that's
It's
fantastic.
That's
unbelievable.
fantastic.
Yes, yeah.
So talk to us a little bit. So we have to take a break, and then I'm always like, I want to ask you a question, then you'll start talking, and then we have to cut you off. So
we got almost
We
3
gotta
minutes
co-
left.
okay, cool. I can't see. So tell us about another program. So you guys, in addition to sending people out, you guys do sponsor and host a number of different programs within the league. So what's another favorite?
So I would say our Journey to Literacy program is one of my favorites, our members' favorites. And it's a hands-on literacy program that began in 2009. It was developed by the Junior League of Atlanta. And it's an opportunity for us to serve in the community, to be able to bring awareness to the great need for early learning and passion for reading. We host events at local libraries, other events within nonprofits, being able to put books in the hands of kids, being able to work with parents on how they can read to their children, the children can read to them. Literacy at an early age is so extremely important. We are able to give books to these kids that may not have books at home. And it's for them to start that passion for reading and for learning at such an early age.
Wow, that's
That's
fantastic. Yeah. So where do you get the books?
So we supply the books.
Okay.
We purchase the books. Sometimes we have people donate books to us to give out.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Well, we should talk a little bit more about that because we may have some books that we can get you to
Wonderful.
to help out. But we have about a minute and a half left, and we want to talk a little bit more about some of the other programs that you offer because there are quite a few. And then we should let our folks know where they can learn more and if they want to join Junior League, obviously. But also if there are organizations or causes that think that they could and they align with your mission, we should give some information about how they can connect with you and kind of learn a little bit more about that. So before we do that, though, tell us how we can find Junior League of Atlanta online and all the social media and everything.
Absolutely. So it is jlatlanta.org, and you can find information about becoming a member, how you become a community partner. In addition, we are on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Okay.
And we'd love for you to check us out on all of those media channels.
Fantastic. So, Andrea, like I said, we're going to take a break and we're going to talk a little bit more about Junior League Atlanta and get everybody some information about how they can get connected with not only with you and the league and then the work that you're doing. So stay with us. You are listening to The Good Work Show.
To learn more about the show and how your company can tell their story, like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter @GoodWorkShow.
Audience, welcome back to The Good Work Show. We are excited to be chatting with Andrea Smith, who is the president of Junior League Atlanta. And man, you've got like 3,000 women who are out there doing like cool work every single day. And well, they're not volunteering every single day, I'm sure, but for the
They're
most
cool
part,
every day.
Yes, we are cool every day.
Yes.
They're cool every
Somebody's
day.
doing something every single day. I guarantee you, with that many, they're always working on things. So we heard about the Little Black Dress Initiative, and then we heard about the early literacy program you have. But there are quite a few others that are around there. And I'm going to tell you, like, I recently got a book as a cookbook, or like a Junior League
Yes.
cookbook. Yeah, I was at an event and there was part of the giveaway bag, and there was a whole cookbook. And you talk about like Southern women, all of the recipes are like butter and cream.
Potatoes.
The way it's
But
supposed to
it's
be.
all, and I guess it's a collection of recipes from the Junior League members over years.
Yes. So
I mean, this is a total diversion from what I was going to ask you anyway, but I just thought about that book. I was like, I have this cookbook that's
It's probably really good.
yeah, it's all the stuff that you know, and it has like the entertaining, like what you need to do to host the party. It's like a really
that's
cool kind
cool.
of.
so
I
our
think I've seen this book.
we've had
probably have.
cookbooks for many, many
Did
years.
you? Do you all sell it as a? Because I went to an event at Von Mar a couple years ago.
Yes.
Okay, and did you have the book there?
We had the book. We had the book there because that was actually we have discontinued our cookbooks, and that was a failure to our cookbook.
Okay.
Well, then you have a collector's item then.
Yeah.
Yes,
yes.
we still have some at headquarters.
Okay.
Okay.
But the cookbooks have spanned over many, many years and been part of the Junior League International.
Mm-hmm.
So when we go to some of our conferences, you would trade cookbooks.
Okay.
So
Well,
I
that's
have
cool.
cookbooks from leagues all over the country,
Yeah.
and they are fantastic.
Yeah.
Now the international. Did the international groups have cooks? So like, do you have? There's leagues internationally,
Yeah,
right?
because she says
Yeah,
started in
yeah.
London.
London.
In Canada,
So
the UK, and Mexico.
Do you have those books?
I do not, unfortunately.
Okay, because I'm like, I bet those are really good too. Because
Yeah.
if you think about like a Southern grandma, like if you had like a Mexican grandma who
Yeah.
like,
Well, the San Antonio cookbook
okay,
is fantastic. We have some from Santa Fe. I have one from New Orleans. That's
Oh,
fantastic.
that's probably fun too.
now
yeah.
the member who's 100, does she have a recipe in the cookbook?
She
I
probably
do not know
does.
the answer to that, but I'm sure she did at some point
Okay.
in
Yeah.
her life.
So I'm
Yeah.
like, whatever that recipe
That's
is.
the one that
That's
you
the best
want.
one.
But so talk to us about some of the other programs because we mentioned the black dress and obviously the cookbook was kind of off topic, but lots of different ones that you have.
Yes.
Yeah.
So since we're talking about cookbooks, then I will talk about our Kids in the Kitchen program.
Okay.
And that was developed by our international organization back in 2007. And that is an opportunity for our members to work with kids and talk to them about healthy eating choices.
So not using that cookbook.
Not using that cookbook.
Or at least altering the recipes a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
yes. Educating them on how to make healthy snacks, how to make snacks with their parents, and just really talking about what they should be eating to help combat childhood obesity.
Fantastic.
That's
Fantastic. Yeah.
wonderful. And then you have another program with young Latina girls, correct?
That is correct.
Go ahead and say what the name is.
La Amistad Estrelitas.
There we go.
Okay.
And about the same time, we developed that program back in 2007, and we started doing a mentorship program with Latina youth girls. And, working with them on how to stay in school, preparing them for education outside of middle and high school, going on to college, and also developing their leadership skills. And then looking at the Latina women that they're growing up in a society where, they know 2 languages. And how do you work through things day to day, being able to introduce them to Latina women that are leaders within the community and how they can mentor them as they go through their middle school, high school, and into college careers.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So how do folks connect with the program? So how do they find out, or how does Junior League seek out, and kind of figure out, what's going on, and how do you determine, okay, we're going to support this or we're going to create this program?
So we have community partners that apply to be partners for us. And you need to be a partner with us for at least a year before you can apply for what's called placementship. So it's community organizations that fall within the women and children and hopefully within one of our focus areas that have programs where we can supply volunteers to them. And it's whether it's programming directly with kids, helping teachers with programming. We do some fall festivals. They submit an application of an idea of a program that we have where we can be beneficial with volunteers, and then in addition, some granting dollars to help with that programming cost.
Cool. All right. So, and they should do that through the website?
Through our website.
Okay.
And then, so for the people who are participating, so like with the kids in the kitchen and that kind of stuff, so they would enter through the partner organization. Is that how that works? Or would that be a direct through you?
So it's directly through us. So you have to be a member of the league to be able to participate or lead, say, a Kids in the Kitchen program or Journey to Literacy. So as a member, each year you have what's called a placement. That could be a community placement where we're working out in the community, say with the Atlanta Botanical Gardens or Georgia Center for Child Advocacy, or we're doing Kids in the Kitchen. And so for a year, that will be your placement. So for example, as president of the Junior League, that is my placement for the year.
Okay.
And we have some internal placements where you're serving on the board of directors or overseeing a council. But we are placing about 500 women in community placements who are out in the community serving with those organizations. And you get to choose what placement you want to have for each year. And you can continue to choose the same placement year over year, or you can try and do different placements each year.
Cool.
Fantastic. So what do you do for fundraising? And because you mentioned grants. So are the women doing fun? Like, tell us all about how the money comes in, because that's a mechanism too that you're giving and being able to pour into other nonprofits.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So of course we have the Little Black Dress Initiative that we spoke about earlier.
Yep.
We have our Sham Rock and Roll race, which is a 5 and 10K race that we have been having for many years. That is a big fundraiser for us. In addition to our Tour of Kitchens and our Toast to the Tour, that is a party that celebrates the success and service with Tour of Kitchens. And then we have amazing members that support us through individual giving. We have lots of great corporate sponsors and partners. And that's how we're able to raise our dollars and give those back to the community.
So then the greater community can participate in these events? So like your Tour of Kitchen. So, I mean, apparently we're just talking about food right now. So now I just need to know what's
There's
involved.
A theme here.
I'm like, now I'm hungry. So what's involved in Tour Kitchens? Because that just sounds, is it kind of like Tour Homes? But,
yes.
Okay.
It's amazing kitchens. So
sounds cool.
Like personal kitchens or like professional kitchens?
It's a little bit of both. So it's professional designers will submit their amazing kitchens in the homes
you just get
of their
to go in and
clients.
snoop in people. That's awesome. You just get to be in people's houses and look at their stuff.
You go through their drawers.
No,
What kind
you're
of
not
knives
getting
you have
all
in
the
here?
I just want to like open the refrigerator and be like, if you have this maybe like you have this super fancy, really cool, and then you open it and it's like mustard and like a pack of batteries. Like you just want to know what's in the refrigerator.
That's all they could afford after the refrigerator.
Got this designer kitchen and I've got mustard. So okay, sorry. So what happens in it? So obviously, I'm not allowed to ever go. So if you see me buy a ticket, it's like
Yeah, you can't go
Gonna
on
be
the tour
watching
homes.
you.
You're not supposed to touch people's. You're just supposed to walk through it. And you get on me about the museums. At least it's not touching people's personal effects.
I'm sure that refrigerator was cheaper than whatever it is that you're touching when you go to a museum.
They have a price tag on that stuff
Probably.
at the Louvre.
Yes. Okay. So tour of kitchens.
Yes.
What happens? I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Okay.
So on each day on the Saturday and Sunday of Tour Kitchens, we have different homes that you're able to tour. It spans from 6 to 7 each day, and you get to go and tour the kitchens. There's some demonstrations at the kitchens, whether it's food demonstrations or giveaways, and it's presented by Atlanta Homes and Lifestyle Magazine, and it's just amazing to see some of these kitchens. And I'm a big cook, so you go in and it's like, I want that, I want that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's a big fundraiser for us, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, get some girlfriends together, purchase some tickets, get a driver, and go around and go to all the kitchens and pick out how you want to remodel your own kitchen.
There you go.
Yes,
If you have
yeah.
a remodeling project, that's a good plan to have.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Get all your ideas from the professionals. Cool. So folks can sign up for those things and find out about the event schedule on your website?
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Cool.
And then is there a certain time of year that y'all do membership drives, or is it just come as you are? Like, how does that work?
That is a great question. So we will begin opening up applications and having membership interest events starting at the end of February, beginning of March.
Okay.
So you can also look on our website for that information. And we will take applications through the end of our league year, which will be through the end of May. And then we will pair all of our potential members with an ambassador to be able to learn a little bit about them, let them learn about the league. And then they will begin what is called their provisional year at the end of the summer, which it should begin in August. And then they will have a full provisional year where they learn all about the Junior League, who we are, what we do, service projects. It's an amazing year as you begin to learn about the league. And so then you can figure out where you want to serve as you begin your first year active year.
Okay. Great. And so Junior League Atlanta, is it only for if you live in Atlanta, or is it Metro Atlanta? Because there's a DeKalb, and right. So there's So tell us about and I'm sure you all kind of get together too.
We do. We have the Georgia leagues are amazing. We have a great relationship with them. So you have to live or work in Metro Atlanta to be a member of the Junior League of Atlanta.
So what does that mean? Is that Fulton County? Is that
City of Atlanta, in a 5 to 10 mile radius.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
cool.
we have some members that work in downtown, but live south of the city and
Live or work. That's
live
Live or work.
All right.
Yes,
So like everybody.
pretty much.
Okay.
So, anybody.
Anybody.
Well, Andrea, thank you so much for telling us all about Junior League. Give us the website really quickly again.
JLAtlanta.org.
All right. Thank you so much for being on the show. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
You're listening to The Good Work Show.